We've seen all the products. Let's do some repairs. Typical repair is a gouge we have in the corner here. Like all repairs, first thing we want to do is clean it. We use our quick clean on a rag. Get that area clean. It dries very quickly, so you won't have to wait to start the next procedure. According to your reference guide, you have quick fill products that will fill this gouge, and we'll melt them with the microtherm torch. Let's show you how to load this microtherm torch. It is a butane torch, has a reservoir, and use standard butane that you can acquire at any grocery store. Fill that up. Fills up very quickly. Place it back in. There's instructions. You can only put it in one way. Place it back on it. This red button is a lock. It must be up in order to use it. Click it twice. You'll see an orange light. That orange light is the heat that we will use to melt this stick. We have two sticks here, a lighter and a dark. If you look on any piece of stained wood, there are light and dark spots. That's why we have two, because we may have to manipulate it to match the actual color. So we'll heat the stick up. It starts out dull and it's going to get shiny. When it starts to get shiny, take it and rub it very vigorously into that repair. You'll probably have to do it more than once, as the stick will cool. You want a slight overfill. Make sure that all the open areas of your gouge are well filled. Next, you take your scraper card. With the grain of the wood, if possible, lightly scrape the excess off. This scraper card will allow an even repair once we've completed scraping it. There may be a little residue left on that. You can take your 800 paper, lightly sand that area. Now check to make sure you're completely filled and it's smooth. We can go on to the next step, which is coloring. We have a selection of blend-all sticks specifically for this color and the brush grain markers. What we'll do is start with a mid-tone. Mid-tone is the medium color, not the lightest, not the darkest that we see, and just apply a small amount of color in and around the repair. You want to blend that just on the edges. You don't want to wipe it off the repair. This will not stick until we seal it, which will be a later procedure. Go to a darker one and apply a little more until the color seems to blend in. Brush tip grainers. You can use these to help you fine tune that color. Also to provide a little bit of grain. If your color seems to match, it's time to put the clear top coat on and adjust your sheen. Sheen is just another way of saying the shine of the finish that's on there. You provided with a flat, a satin, and a gloss sheen pre-catalyzed clear lacquer. This pre-catalyzed is exactly the same product used in the factory, completely compatible. If you've never sprayed an aerosol, you'll hear that noise. Those are ball bearings underneath. Mix that up for at least a minute before you start to spray. When you spray, spray in a motion from left to right over your repair and put just a light coat on. Now you've got to allow it to dry for about 5 minutes. Once it's dry, you can make any kind of adjustments to the color that you need to do. We've allowed it to dry for about 5 minutes. Now let's fine-tune the color and grain it and give it its final top coat. Remember, we had a light and a dark. Let's add a little darkness to this to help it blend in to the surrounding area. Remember, be very gentle when you blend it in with your finger, as you don't want to take this all off. The color will come off until it's sealed again. In addition, while we're working on the darker color, let's put a little grain structure back in that was originally there. With the brush tip markers, that allows you to make a very fine line, just like nature did on this piece. If the repair matches the surrounding area, the graining looks good, let's put our clear top coat on and give it the final sheen that matches the rest of the piece. Remember, light coats. This time we're not going to give it one coat, we will give it 2 coats. That's one. We'll allow it to dry for just a second. We're going to let it flash off, but it doesn't have to be completely dry to the touch. Second coat, your piece will blend in. All the overspray will go away. So don't worry about it. Don't ever touch it while it's in the drying process. Now we've seen how easy it is to fix a deep gouge. You can see on the close-up that the surrounding area matches our sheen. We have the proper graining and color.